What is going on, brothers and sisters? Eric Rosen here, your internal strength coach, here to show you how to overcome your greatest challenges so you can shine your brightest light. It is Thursday, December 27, 2018. Thanks for being here. We concluded with the 14-day series about talking health and fitness, so going to be just moving on to probably a variety of topics as we move forward. Today, I actually wanted to talk about um, moving into the unknown. um, this is something that is really relevant to my personal life right now, as well as I think to a lot of other people, because there do seem to be a lot of endings going on right now in the astrology, which is can be sad, having to let things go, but it's also great because there's a lot of new beginnings coming as well. But I just wanted to expand on that topic of moving into uncharted territory, moving towards things that you want to try out. Maybe it's a new job, maybe it's a new routine, a new living situation, a new relationship. I mean, and what seems to be kind of a common thread that I'm noticing too is that it actually goes against logic. It's coming up from a deeply emotional space of where you're feeling called towards doing something new. The old stuff just isn't lighting you up anymore the way that it used to. But the fear comes from the logical thinking mind, which tells you, like, no, like, the unknown, that's scary. Like, we don't know what's out there. It's a very fear-based thing where we start to we don't feel safe, we don't feel secure, because it's venturing into an area that we can perceive as being dark, when in fact it's actually a really exciting, very light-filled area, because we're being drawn to moving towards these things. But it's it's that perception, of the fear. You just don't know what's out there. Therefore, uh, especially now in society, the way things are nowadays compared to the way they were, 100 or more years ago, we have so many comforts and amenities now that the general advice is to take secure and safe routes, especially when it comes to finances, but doing things that um, are the wise, logical thinking choice in terms of wisdom. And therefore, it's a real deterrent for even pursuing what it is that you're passionate about. And then it seems that people that are, passionate, with their emotions, they still have to have the courage to move into the unknown. So it takes a lot. It takes it takes throwing away conventional wisdom. It takes courage. It really just takes allowing yourself to really just surrender to letting go of the things that don't serve you anymore, surrendering to what it is that you're being called towards, that is a greater, happier road that goes beyond the logical thinking mind. And also, it can be surrendering thinking patterns too, thinking patterns, subconscious patterns. It can be surrendering relationships, like I said, jobs, living situations, really just anything that, if you've identified it in your life, that it's something that has been giving you trouble, but yet you hang on to it because you don't know any other way. And that's where you have to move into the unknown and have courage to do so. So, and it's kind of sad for me to think about that there's a lot of people out there that don't know that this is happening, that they're unaware that endings are happening, to be called towards awesome new beginnings. And sad also that there's some people that are just like completely unaware of things that don't serve them anymore, things that they've made a part of their identity, and they literally have, it's so close to their identity they really can't even they're seeing through that identity, and they can't even see that, like, no, like these things that you've made a part of your life, that you've made a part of your identity, that you've made a part of your story, are just that. They're things and thoughts and beliefs and experiences that were accumulated along the way. And in reality, you can become a different person, at the drop of a hat. That's really the great thing about it, is that you really can, you really, it becomes a story when you say, I can't do this because I don't know how to do this, or I'm really good at this, so I'm just going to stay with that, or I can't move on because of this relationship. I can't leave this area because I'm attached to it. My children go to school here, my family lives here, like whatever. And this can be where, dreams die. Because that's kind of what this is in a way, it's a dream of moving towards some awesome thing in your life, but the road on how to get there, it's just so shrouded in not knowing like what it looks like, and allowing your thoughts to dictate whether or not you're going to go. That logical thinking mind, that's where the dreams can die. So I hate to put a somber twist on this, but it is the winter time. It is the winter. We have some very short days, and winter is all about the death of Earth in a way. The leaves, the trees, the grass, like everything withers. And it's kind of funny that in the astrology, that this ending of this winter season where things are dying, that it's lining up in our lives right now as well, where things are dying, things are meant to be let go of. So as we approach New Year's, most people are thinking about having an awesome next year. They're thinking about New Year's resolutions and things like that. But the action item that I would issue to you guys is not just looking at the things that you want to manifest in 2019, but start looking now, if you're not aware of it already, at the things that you need to let go of that are going to get in the way of having that awesome 2019. So we've only got a few days left. I have not wrote my, I'll call it manifestation log for 2019 yet. And I fully will make time to do that and reflect on that. In fact, I might even spend a day here in the office when I have a light work day on just locking myself in the room and just sitting with what it is that I want to see happen for 2019, and just getting really clear on that, because really we are co-creators. We're co-creators with the universe. We tend to think that we live in a free will zone completely, where we can do whatever we want, and that's true to an extent. But looking at the astrology, looking at what's going on, and creating and manifesting, I think, through those conduits that are created by what is going on in the astrology, is really the way to go, because that's where life can feel light as opposed to heavy, feeling like a burden, especially if you're trying to accomplish something and it's just not working out. I mean, maybe it's not the right thing. Maybe you're not supposed to be doing that. Maybe you're supposed to be, doing something else. So bringing in, the metaphysical into your physical life is a very wise choice. And not to say that to deny the physical. I mean, some people are just so spiritual that they're just a little bit too airy, and they're, not really on the same plane as the, society with manifestation. And so you can go too far the other way. But bringing in a certain knowing into your life in order to just have a better understanding of how your life has worked out to this point and how you can shape your future for your higher good. Because we keep coming up with these ideas from the logical, just egoic thinking mind, that left brain, on what we think is good for us. We'll continue to stay in the same patterns. We'll continue to, choose things that don't serve us anymore. So we have to get past that, myself included. So I believe I've mostly identified what those things are for myself. So, it's still, kind of at the edge of the cliff, the jumping off, where you still have to have the courage to move into the unknown. I mean, that's really what this video is about, is how can you mount up the courage to do it? Simply just facing fear. That's all it is. It's just moving through the fear. You can plow through it, and just go through it anyway, and feel whatever emotions come up and still forge through it anyway. You can, shine a light on it, shine some love on it, and see that it really is just a construct of the mind that is being created. It's not like it was 100 plus years ago, where there is real danger around every corner. The media, the news might like to portray that and kind of skew the statistics of what's really going on. But the reality of it is that, this world, in comparison to like what it used to be, is a safe world where there is plenty of abundance. And there's so many great opportunities, but yet we can fall into that trap of the convenience, of the amenities. So, you can really fall too far one way or the other. You can get stuck in your comfort zone, or, you can go a little bit too crazy if you're, not anchoring yourself into reality, and especially anchoring yourself into, what's really in alignment for you, as opposed to just, like the whole YOLO movement that, happened several years ago, where it seemed younger generations were just doing things just for the sake of doing things. So, there should be boundaries. And I think the main boundary is exploring the unknown with the intention of finding out what it is that's going to be the happiest that you can be. Maybe even your purpose for being here, your purpose on why you're here. Because, let's face it, we all want to feel that we have a purpose, that we're here, that we're not just here to have jobs, make money, raise a family, and just keep, repeating the process of, growing up and dying. Like, there's more to it than that. I totally believe that. So yeah, moving into the unknown, guys. Just got to have the courage to do it. So hope you can't talk. Hopefully you appreciated this riff today. I've been having fun lately, just picking a topic and just going with it, not really preparing for the video. So there could be some topics where they're a little bit, it's a little bit harder to kind of describe the point that I want to get across. I mean, trying to relate to people about the value of like going into the unknown, on how that's actually like a really great thing, because most people are just completely ingrained in going the total opposite way of the safety and security. So trying to get this point across that the unknown is actually where you want to move towards. And I'm not saying like go there and stay there all the time, but you have to find out the stuff that you don't even know that you don't know, in order to expand, your experiences here on Earth. And that's where you're going to find is that going through those experiences and staying in a high vibrational state as you're moving through these experiences and turning it into an adventure is really what life experience is all about. Um, there was something that I read not too long ago that suggested that the reason that people are so afraid of death, especially when they are approaching their mortality, like they know they're going to die, they have a fatal affliction of some sort, is it's not so much the actual death itself, it's the realization that while the person was here physically on earth, they never actually lived because they stayed in this safe place of doing what they thought that they needed to do to survive, to avoid fear, to avoid obstacles, to avoid the unknown. And in my professional opinion, that is not living. Living is opening yourself up to everything. It's opening yourself up to feeling the greatest, joy and love, but then it's also opening yourself up to, some hurt and sadness as well. Someone could sit around their entire life thinking that it's better to not be in another relationship again after a series of heartbreaks, or maybe even a marriage that ended, or a spouse that was taken away before old age came around, and think that that is actually the best thing to do. But by staying in that place, it's avoiding heartache, but it's also avoiding, ever finding love again. Love with a partner at least, because obviously self-love's important. In fact, it's the foundational piece to pretty much everything. So yeah, that's what I got for you guys today. See what I come with tomorrow. Who knows? All right, you guys take care.